What's up, everybody? It's time for the second installment of Prince of Persia 2: Warrior Within. On the first one, the Prince of Persia went to an island to meet up with the Empress that is supposed to help him change his fate so that this Dahaka thing doesn't come and destroy him. The Empress told the prince that it was her fate to die by the hands of the prince, and the prince decided to go along with fate and then kill the Empress, and now we're about to see what happened. The prince starts feeling himself in a major way and decides he needs to get back to the present so he can enjoy his new life of being a rich-ass prince with nothing to worry about.
Despite all the warnings that I would fail, I have vanquished the Empress and prevented the creation of the Sands of Time. I have defeated the Dahaka and fate itself. It's time to find a way off this rock. No!
Apparently, he thinks back and realizes that the act of killing the Empress was actually how the Sands of Time were created. I thought that the Empress was trying to stop her fate. Her plan was to defeat the prince, instead of just revealing to him what fate had in store and then trying to counter it. Well, I guess if fate chose smarter people, it wouldn't be able to manipulate everyone so easy. I mean, if you think about it, the fact that the prince even could come back to the present should send red flags up all over the place. Anyway, the prince is utterly defeated, but he just so happens to be utterly defeated in a chamber that explains how he can use a mask of the wraith to change his fate.
In my quest to destroy the Sands of Time, I have been the one to create them. Let all who read this know the courage and valor of those who fought and fell for the Maharaja. We sought the power of the Sands of Time. Most found only death. Myself among them. But the mask of the wraith gave me a second chance to travel back through time and change my fate. This mural shows the impossible.
Now the prince gets excited because he's got hope now.
You had your chance to take me. You won't get another.
Like, he doesn't see the coincidence of him being driven into this chamber as fate? Like, it's one thing if he decides to go to an island of time to stop the Sands of Time being made. That is an actual choice he is making. But at this point, all of his options are leading him to this one conclusion. Why does he think he has a chance against fate when he has no other options? Oh well, I guess when you're being chased by the Dahaka, you'll take any options that are presented to you. So the prince jumps around within that area and escapes the Dahaka multiple times, then goes back to the past. Better hurry up and get that sword, boy!
If I did sit on that queen, you cannot escape your fate.
Then, of course, he goes right back to the throne room to investigate.
The sands of time. After all I've done to be rid of them, still they haunt me. Even if I am to find the mask of the wraith, fate will find a way to reclaim me. I will only be given a second chance to fail. I'm overlooking something. I must think this through. This wall, it looks similar to the ones I saw on my way back from the prison.
He busts right through the false back of the throne and follows that path. It sounds like he is aware of the one choice that fate has given him, so on the way to the time-shifting room, the prince comes up with an elaborate plan.
What if Kylina didn't die in the past, but in the present? The sands would be created, but the Maharaja would fail to find them. They'd never be brought to his palace, and I would never release them. The Dahaka will have no business with me.
My goal is clear then. Use the mask to force Kylina into the present where I can kill her. It's simple. Or sounds simple.
That is not simple. Anything. So, oh my goodness. Let's recap a little bit. In the first Prince of Persia, the prince found the sands of time and activated them with the dagger of time. He was supposed to die, but the dagger protected him. Then he used the sands of time and the dagger to rewind all of time to stop the events of the first game from ever happening. When he did that, he messed with fate and is now being chased by the Dahaka, who stops people who mess up the timeline. His first plan was to go back in time to stop the sands from being created, only to find out that the act of him doing so was what fate wanted all along, which kind of takes away the reason for the Dahaka chasing the prince, doesn't it? I mean, if the prince is doing what fate wants him to do, then the Dahaka shouldn't be mad that the prince is messing up the timeline. Right? But all the prince cares about is the Dahaka leaving him alone, and he assumes this is the reason why the Dahaka is chasing him, because the dude from the last game who did nothing but lie, cheat, and steal told him so. So the new plan is to get the mask of the wraith and go back in time, grab the princess, bring her to the time after he unlocked the sands, and then kill her there to unlock the sands, which will cancel all he did previously because the sands would not have been a thing then. Somehow the prince will have filled out his fate by creating the sands, and the Dahaka will leave him alone. See? So simple. The prince goes through more chambers and finally finds the mask sitting on what looks to be the petrified body of a very tortured individual. What the hell? So now we are in a situation where there are two princes in the same timeline. The mask allows the prince we control to move along without setting off some sort of continuity, singularity, who's-he what's-it thingy. The Wraith Prince got murked when we were controlling the regular prince. So now as the Wraith Prince, we need to get the regular prince killed at that same time so that we can assume his place. See? Simple. So, the Wraith Prince goes through the same timeline he did as the regular Prince. He runs into a griffin for some reason, then shows up to witness Captain Coochie and Kylina having a spirited conversation.
Its ship approaches. It is just as the timeline foretold. I'm sorry.
You have done as I said?
The crew is assembled and the ship is ready.
Then go now. I have activated the island's portals and will travel through his time, engage him at sea. And kill him! Kill them all!
As you wish.
I do not appreciate your tone.
You know you cannot change the timeline. You cannot escape your fate. Yet you send me on this doomed mission.
If you fail and he reaches the island, you will find death at my hand. Now go!
The Wraith Prince then goes back to the present where he is caught by the Dahaka, and then, in a move that makes absolutely no sense, that Dahaka throws the prince way away from him. Like, do you want to capture the prince or just throw him around? The Wraith Prince makes it back to the present, which takes place after Captain Coochie failed at stopping the regular prince at sea.
I tried my best, Empress. He was too strong a fighter.
He reached the island.
Worse. He followed me through a portal. He's here, now, in our...
Bitch, you know you lying your ass off. She beat the prince's ass with a super combo, and then while he was knocked out, she took him to the beach.
He's here, now, in our...
Dare you stand before me and admit failure? You should have died to protect me.
I'll not give my life for this foolishness. If you want to try to change the timeline, you can do it yourself. After everything I've done, how dare you?
I already know how this ends.
So after a while, the Wraith runs into himself not once, but twice.
What do you want from me?
The second time, the prince tempts fate by saying out loud that he has plenty of time to get back to the throne room. That's when a monster shows up and throws his ass into the wall and knocks him the fuck out for like 20 minutes.
Towers, he has activated them. Am I too late? I have come too far to fail.
The Wraith Prince wakes up and hauls ass back to the throne room entrance and gets to the part in history where he is supposed to get eaten by the Dahaka.
I'm sorry. The mask, it's loose.
Now that he is the prince again, he can confront the Empress with his new knowledge. He plays everything the same way it went last time. He asks Kylina to come home with him and gets rejected. Still makes that dumb face. But this time, he walks in and he takes the Empress's weapons.
It doesn't have to end this way. Come with me. Into the present.
So you can kill me in your own time instead of mine? I'm sorry, Prince, but only one of us can cheat fate today.
Kylina! Empress! Listen!
No! You listen! The timeline has said you will kill me, but I will change the timeline!
God damn. She knew the prince's plan and fell for it anyway. Okay, so now the prince follows her to a dead end.
I know what you've seen, what you think you've seen in the timeline.
Then you know I have no choice.
There is always a choice, Kylina.
Then I choose to live. And for you to die.
They fight. It's pretty epic because this game is all about very subtly letting you know how to beat this lady. Like, did it work? There was a teeny bit of health removed. Now all I have to do is not get hit for 5 minutes, then do it all over again. Anyway, the Empress eagerly shows her inability to communicate.
Don't you see? We can change our fate. This isn't what happened the first time we fought.
The first time?
That's what I've been trying to tell you. If you just let me explain.
No more words, Prince. If you've only things to say and nothing to show, then let us finish this.
I'm sorry.
And that's that. Enjoy the ending.
My blade. I'm sorry. If only it didn't have to end this way.
You've saved yourself, it seems, my prince. But still I become the sands. There will be others like the Maharaja, braggarts and fools who will quest for the sands and find them. My vengeance will be unleashed once more on your world.
No, no! How is this possible? The sands are here in the present, not in the hourglass! It is the sands that should no longer exist in the timeline. The Dahaka is doing its job. Not only have I saved myself, I have eliminated the sands of time. What? What do you want? The amulet. The last relic of the sands of time. Can it be? I have changed my fate. Soon I will be home.
You cannot change your fate. No man can.
What have I done?
There is another ending when the prince convinced Kylina to actually listen.
Stand down! I do not want to kill you!
Even if you don't want to kill me, you will. Timeline demands it.
No, Kylina. You can change your fate. I have done so. A terrible beast was destined to take my life, but I have freed myself from...
What is that
No!
thing?
How is this possible? I've stopped Kylina from dying in the past. There are no sands in the hourglass. It is Kylina who does not belong in this timeline. The beast is after her now. In bringing her here, I have sentenced her to death. This is all your fault! Could this be? This sword, it seems to protect me from the Dahaka. Perhaps the beast is not so invincible after all.
this vessel. Together we left the island. And together, we returned to Babylon.
All that is yours is rightfully mine. And mine it will be.
Your journey will not end well. You cannot change your fate. No man can.
So, that was Prince of Persia 2, The Warrior Within. It was okay as far as time paradox stories go. The use of the wraith mask was pretty good. I used to have a problem understanding how characters would have problems communicating during big moments where everyone would benefit from it, but then I got married. Now I understand that all it takes is a very fragile ego. Knowing your fate for years as the Empress who creates the sands of times in her death can certainly put her in a position where if she's going against her fate, she has to be right. She thought that the only solution to beat fate was to kill the prince and not have the prince kill her. But it's nice to know that, in the good ending, the prince could get through to the Empress so they can have awkward, hot, sweaty relations while Babylon burns to the ground. Either way, Babylon burns, so at least the prince gets laid in this one. The good ending has a lot of Easter eggs. I'm a little anxious to see how the prince deals with his newfound prince clone, because you know I love clones. Well, that's all I got. Thanks for hanging with me as I try to make sense of these time games. Please like and subscribe to my channel to see more if you like this one, and leave a comment below. Comment on the story, or tell me how much I suck or how great I am. Like this guy. Thank you, everybody, and remember, you guys saved me like Neo saved Agent Smith. Alright, y'all. Peace.